but we came out once again just smelling like a rose.
That's true, and we were giving Gary a hard time. But, you know, when you see those pictures, you're like, Gary, everybody else, we're glad you were wrong.
We betcha. We thank you, Guy.
We sure
and where
do.
are you tonight?
Well, I tell you what, I'm right out here. That's Antioch that's running right over here, and this is 72nd Street. So as you head down Antioch, you'll see a big flood of lights at this intersection. And this is exactly where I am. This is the McNall's home, and I'll be talking with Larry McNall. First thing I want to show you, though, is what 4 inches of snow looks like. And I tell you, it doesn't look like this. There's maybe a ½ inch of snow on the ground here. You can still see the grass sticking out over it. But this is part of the snow field, and there is a definite snow field that was set up. Let's first of all, though, check on the conditions outdoors right now, and it's cold. We have 28 degrees at this very hour. As far as the wind chill, you see that bouncing around. But I tell you what, the winds are really starting to let up a little bit, and that's good news. And I can tell you, without even looking at the gauges, this wind is coming almost straight out of the north. Now let's check on that snow field for you. And it's set up in a swath that covers most of Kansas, most of Missouri. It does cover up parts of Kansas City, but of course we missed out on the big snows. Let me show you some of the isolated pockets that did see more than 4 inches of snow. You can see them kind of dotting the center part of that snow field. The actual swath, though, is very, very thin. Let's take a closer look at this swath closer into Kansas City, and you'll notice it's well down to the south, and especially to the southeast of Kansas City. Appleton City, about 60 miles thereabouts, pretty close to Clinton, Missouri, picked up about 4 inches of snow by morning. And now let's have a look at some of the snow totals close into Kansas City. I can tell you at my house in Shawnee, we have, well, about as much as I see in the ground here, maybe about a ½ inch or so, and in some cases around Kansas City, that may be somewhat of a stretch, but about an inch in other places. That's a look at the latest satellite system showing that the system that was here just 24 hours ago is right now on the East Coast. That's how quickly it moved away. And as it quickly moved away, it drew in what little moisture we had with it. Now it's left behind high pressure and what should be a little bit of sunshine for you tomorrow. Now the forecast, and it's going to be cold tonight. It's chilly right now as we've now slipped well below the freezing point. We ought to dip it down to about 18 degrees, and that is if we begin to lose this blanket of clouds that we have over the top of us right now. Northwesterly winds coming in at less than about 9 miles an hour, and the winds are letting up right now. For tomorrow, we should see a little bit of sunshine. High temperature should top out close to 28 degrees. So the temperature that we have right now will be exactly what it is for a high again tomorrow, light and variable winds. And then as we move this a little bit deeper in, you'll see on Thursday we'll have a high of about 34 degrees, southeasterly winds at about 6 to 16 miles per hour. Now let's check out your weekend for you. Weekend looks like it may be even cooler than the next couple of days. Watch how temperatures dip for highs into the 20s. And you see that Saturday, reverse those numbers. That 11 is the low and 25 is the high. Sunday we're back up to about 30 degrees again. Odds are we shouldn't see a white Christmas. Well, this is Larry McNall, and Larry, I guess you've constructed all of these Christmas trees out here. And what I want you to tell me is how you make these, because these are so neat to look at when we drive by at night.
Well, basically it's pretty simple. I got a couple of 2x4s that I cut and drilled a hole in the center of the top one and put a 1x2 down through the middle of it and nailed them together crosswise, and then I run a fine wire down to all 4 corners and strung up with lights. That's got probably 150 light string on it. The bigger ones might have a few more than that.
Okay, well, I tell you what I noticed also is this thing is about, roughly 3.5, maybe 4 feet high or so. Makes a nice looking tree, and it looks like you've got about a dozen or so. Do you have
14 of them.
Is that right? Okay. Well, you're going to have some more again?
Well, we started with 3 about 4 years ago, and they've kind of multiplied as the years went on. And now I see them popping up all over the city, so.
Well, I tell you what, this is the neatest thing. And, you know, my yard really doesn't have a lot of trees in it to hang lights, so tell you what, I may construct some of these. Well, again, thanks a lot, Larry. This is Larry McNall's house right off of Antioch. So if you go down Shawnee Mission Parkway, turn south, you can't miss Larry's house. Thanks a lot, Larry. All right.
Lots of traffic out there. That does look really nice.
Yeah, it looks great. You don't have to have any trees to start with.
It doesn't look easy, though. Larry's got a talent
doesn't.
there.
But then they multiply by themselves, so.
There's the key.
That's right. Coming up, the Chief of the Year.
Plus, the office party of the year, billed as the biggest in the world. It did much more than just entertain.
The Neighborhood Weather Network was brought to you by Bank 4, resources for real life.
Hey, here's a Christmas quiz. What's better than getting all of your gifts at half price? getting them 33% below half price. Wow, that's practically free. 33% off all sweaters. 33% off all Christmas decor. 33% off all outerwear. 33% off lots of long sleeve tops. Plus tons more great stuff. All 33% off their already half price. The answer to your Christmas quiz is easy. The half price store. Why pay full price when you can get it at half price?
On the next episode of Seinfeld. Fluff and fold, the only way to live. I drop it off, I pick it up. It's a delight.
So I'm going to a nudist colony next week.
Maybe we should call this off. We're just gonna put a little concrete in the washing machine. Who are you?
I'm trouble.
Seinfeld, tonight at 11:35 on KCTV5.
Santa, honey, I was on my way home from bingo and the sleigh broke down again. I thought you were going to fix it. Anyway, please pick me up at... Hurry.
Get call notes installed absolutely free when you sign up right